Hi guys, today we're here at Eden Tyres Servicing, borrowing their Polestar 2. This is known as the luxury of electric cars, so we're going to test that out. To fully test the Polestar 2, we're going to take it on a little road trip to Matlock Bath. So first off, hey Google, take me to Matlock Baths.
Navigating to Matlock Dale.
Off we go. This is the standard range single motor front wheel drive version, meaning it gives you 228 brake horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque, which means a reasonable 0 to 60 time of 7.4 seconds, which is plentiful. Volvo acquired Polestar back in 2015, so you may be wondering why the Polestar looks so familiar, and that is because it's based on the Volvo XC40. So it isn't a new kid on the block as such. Polestar have since tried to branch out on their own and they're becoming more of a luxury brand. The whole interior of this car is vegan, so as well as being carbon neutral with the EV, it means it's been as environmentally friendly as it possibly can. Looks wise, exterior and interior, it's very executive and really lives up to the expectations of being luxury. Now, it's looks quite square and boaty, and in terms of handling, actually there's very limited roll. Because the battery is located really far down and centralised, it means the balance of the car is actually spot on. Loads of people comment with electrics that it doesn't give you the proper feedback like a normal car would, and to be honest, I kind of agree, because the brakes, although you stop really well, I mean, I hate regenerative braking, so that's instantly turned off, so it's nice to be in an electric car that you can turn it fully off. But the pedal feel just isn't quite there. It doesn't match the braking style of the car. The steering is pretty accurate, but it does still have that synthetic feel. And the suspension's a little bit jittery. But to be honest, in terms of other electric cars that I've driven, it just feels really comfy and easy. It's not one you're going to be ragging around everywhere, wanting every inch of performance from the brakes and suspension. It's one you do actually want to sit back, relax, and just chill. With EVs, because of the high torque and lack of gears and all that jazz, you get an instant kickback. As soon as you put your foot down, the power's there. And with things like getting onto motorways and getting out of trouble, you can put your foot down and move instantly like that. So it's actually quite safe and secure in having that power there. And even though it's not the highest brake horsepower one they do, it's not the fastest to 60, it still packs a punch. Matlock Baths is such a beautiful little old town. It is stunning. And I think it's quite ironic the fact we're bringing almost a car from the future into this little community. If many of you watch the channel, you will all know by now I am not the most confident of parkers. I like driving forwards. So the technology on this with the 360 camera is actually incredibly helpful. When it comes to charging the Polestar, it is quite straightforward, just like any other electric vehicle. This one has 78 kilowatt-hour capability, which means Polestar predicts a 294-mile range. However, that is in perfect conditions. Charging can be a little bit different. So for your standard at-home wall plug, it can take over 31 hours. Upgrade that to a 7 kilowatt-hour charging point, and that reduces it to over 9. Find a super fast charger, and Polestar predicts that you can charge from 0 to 80% in just 45 minutes. So even with the Polestar, it has got a really big boot with over 400 litre capacity. And little tricks like this means you can even talk from inside. First off, we better clean the screen. We can put it into this really cool little screen cleaner mode just by pressing the home button. Stops us pressing anything whilst we're giving it nice clean. get all those dirty fingerprints off. There we go. Much better. Polestar has been awesome because a lot of EVs have absolutely thrown tech left, right and centre, and with that it can get really complicated. So Polestar have kept it simple but still really high tech. We've got this awesome tablet style screen. So with this we've got things like your cameras, your car, all the data that you need, like your apps, and some extra information as well for your personal profile. On the drive side, we actually get a lot of control of what the car's going to feel like with the steering wheel, the one pedal drive, creep and also sport mode with the traction control. It gives us our assist options, things like driver alert, roadside information, and also a lot of information about our charge. So we've got 32% currently. So this model in particular, we have got the Plus pack, which means we've got everything like the panoramic sunroof, Harman Kardon speakers, and also things like heat pumps, so we get a heated steering wheel and heated seats. It also has the pilot assist pack, which means we can monitor lanes, cars ahead, we've got the adaptive cruise controls, and also that awesome 360 camera parking. Even though these are additional extras, the car costs are anywhere from $41,000 from standard, and this one in particular is around the $45,000 mark. So I think personally those extra packs are definitely worth it. You may also be looking around the Polestar thinking, where on earth is the stop start button? So it doesn't have one. The Polestar actually sends itself to sleep and wakes itself up, which is a little bit bizarre. So we've gone for a wander into Matlock Baths and for a coffee before it's time to head back. Setting back off from Matlock Baths, and we started originally with 43% of range. We've done about 35-ish miles, bringing us down to 31% of range. Granted, some of that was stop starting trying to find a parking space, but 85 miles of range left to go. We have got a 34-mile journey back and it's predicting 17% left, so let's see how we get on. On this little day trip, I found the Polestar really smooth and easy to drive. The cabin is so intuitive that everything is just so seamless. It's easy, and yes, it's taken away that driving aspect a little bit, but to be honest, in modern day and age, we're often stuck in traffic or majority of the journey's on a motorway, that this car's perfect for that. I never thought I'd be an EV fan at all, as petrol is still in my heart. However, this is one of the most complete EVs that money can buy, and it has really impressed me. From a brand that virtually was unheard of, it's really putting its stamp on the market. We've made it back to Eden Tyres Service and Swaddling Coats. So, overall thoughts of the Polestar. I mean, we've come back with 19% charge and 50 miles of range, so we best charge it back up for the owner so they're not left with nothing when they go home. But overall, I mean, the Polestar is definitely all that. It is one of the newest and I think most executive EVs that are currently in the market. It's got everything you need without losing too much of that car atmosphere. I think some things like the Teslas often go quite spaceshipy vibes. This still feels like a car, but whether I'm converted to EVs or not yet, I'm not sure. But if I was looking for a car to travel to and from work, this is something I'd definitely look into, because I have no faults really with it. It has been really easy to drive, really classy and comfortable. So for an EV, I think that's everything you're looking for. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. But you guys know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.